P3, 2.2. Do you like games? If you do, then step into this room. The students at Central Elementary School have been learning about games from around the world. They have prepared a great exhibition. Teresa has made her own Mancala game using an egg carton. The traditional game pieces are seeds, but people can use anything from dried beans to little stones. Mancala games are played mainly in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean, Teresa explains. The first Mancala games were probably played in Africa nearly 2,000 years ago. Mancala might be the oldest board game in the world. Mancala is a counting game for 2 players. The players take turns picking up the seeds and dropping them one at a time into the bins. The goal is to capture the most seeds. Mancala seems easy to learn, but experts spend years learning how to play it well. I like playing Mancala because it takes skill, not luck, says Teresa. Another board game comes from India. It is called Pachisi. Ilana and Chris have a Pachisi board from India. It is made of cloth. The sewn pattern is a cross around a square. Each player races 4 colored pieces around the board to get home to the square in the middle, explains Ilana. Chris holds up a few small shells. These are cowrie shells. They are kind of like dice, he says. In the traditional Indian game, 6 cowrie shells were tossed for each turn. The way the shells landed show the number of steps to move on the board. Ilana says, hundreds of years ago, the rulers of India played a life-size Pachisi game. The game boards were specially designed floors in the rulers' palaces. Servants in colorful clothing acted as the playing pieces. Over time, the Indian game spread to other lands. Ilana and Chris also have a modern board game based on Pachisi. It has been sold in the United States since the 1870s. Matt and Dan are showing another board game. The playing pieces are black and white stones. This game was invented in China many hundreds of years ago, Matt explains. Then the game spread to Korea and Japan. In Japan, the game is called Go. Go is a battle game for 2 players. Each player puts stones in the places on the board where the lines cross. The goal is to surround the other player's stones. Go is a game of planning and skill. In the past, special schools in Japan trained players in the game of Go. Today, Go is still important in Japan. Try to put your hand through the string, Julie calls out. String is looped around her hands. Okay, I'll try, says Mr. Ling. When Mr. Ling puts his hand through the middle of the loop, Julie makes a quick move with her fingers. She traps Mr. Ling's hand. Don't worry, says Julie. Just pull your hand upward. Mr. Ling obeys, and Julie's fingers move quickly. The string turns into a simple loop. Mr. Ling's hand is free. How did you do that? Mr. Ling asks with wonder. Julie has been learning about string games. The trick that Julie played with Mr. Ling is based on an Inuit string game. The Inuit of North America are experts in making shapes with string. Sometimes they use string shapes in ceremonies. String games have been played all over the world for thousands of years. Lydia and Manny are playing a game with 5 flat stones. This game comes from Brazil, says Lydia. It is called Cinco Marias. Each player tosses 1 stone into the air. The players try to pick up as many stones from the table as they can, but they also must catch the tossed stone. This kind of game is played all over the world, says Manny. In the United States, it's played with a ball and it is called jacks. Do you know a traditional game? What would you like to learn about it?